The history of hemp or cannabis sativa is different from the history of cannabis indica. Current genetic sort of analysis says that there are two species of cannabis, cannabis sativa, cannabis indica, and they have cannabis sativa sort of originating a bit to the north of cannabis indica. Where the genus cannabis originates is in the Tibetan plateau, somewhere there, somewhere where India has ploughed into Asia. 8,000 years ago we know there was, cannabis in China. Round about a couple of centuries BC, there's a mention of cannabis being used for rope in the Mediterranean. It reaches England about 400 AD, they can tell from the Poland record that cannabis sativa seems to reach England. So there's a sort of westward march of cannabis sativa. Then it gets spread throughout the rest of the world as a result of the activities of the mercantile empires of Europe. So the Spanish start growing hemp in Chile around about 1545. It seems as if hemp had reached North America with the Vikings, but by the time of the European colonists in North America around about 1600, there's reports of wild hemp growing there. It reaches Australia round about 1802 with Governor King. Although it probably reaches, there's probably some on the first fleet, but I have no evidence of that. I've heard people tell me they've seen the sort of lists of seeds on the first fleet and cannabis sativas at the head of the list, but I haven't seen that list myself. The case for Australia as a hemp colony is argued by Archibald Bell. His sons eventually settled in the Hunter Valley in Singleton. They discover what's called the Bell Route, which is across to Singleton. And they settle that in about the 1820s, and they grow quite a lot of hemp there. And that seems to be the origins of what's called the Hunter Valley crop, which is this sort of wild native hemp which is discovered in Australia in 1964. So in the 1819s and 1820s, there's still people growing hemp in Australia and arguing for, Australia to be a hemp colony. John MacArthur wins and Australia becomes a place for the growing of wool. So in the 1840s, the relations between Russia and Britain are declining again, so there's another attempt to establish a hemp industry in Australia. That fails because of the gold rushes. Around about 1851, gold is discovered in Australia, and consequently that just dominates the Australian economy for the next several decades. No one sort of, most of the trades find that people leave them and everyone goes out to the gold diggings because they think they can make their fortune there. They end a lot of the convicts sort of transportation then too, because there's no point sending convicts out to the gold field. Everyone will be sort of committing crimes just so they get sent to Australia. Maiden in 1893 is in charge of another attempt to start a hemp industry in Australia. They bring out seed, and they have about 600 farms in New South Wales where they get farmers to sort of grow hemp. So it's a fairly big experiment. It doesn't succeed, and quite often hemp experiments don't succeed because they have real problems with the seed not growing very well in Australia. There is a big attempt again in 1893. It fails probably because of the seed, but it could also fail because I think that's a time of drought as well. Hemp, nonetheless, it seems was still growing in the northern New South Wales district in the 1930s. There's a sort of reference in the Richmond River Historical Society to a farmer who was growing hemp in 1934 in the Richmond River. So there's still some hemp growing in northern New South Wales in the 1930s. But the effect of the Reefer Madness campaign is in particular the banning of hemp rather than the banning of cannabis indica. Cannabis indica gets much more regulated But drug cannabis continues in Australia till the 1960s when they're finally outlawed. So although the Reefer Madness campaign is supposedly targeting marijuana, its effect is to lead to the banning of hemp. The reason that occurs is it seems as if the Americans are deliberately trying to ban hemp and just using marijuana as a pretext. And they claim incredible things, such as that cannabis sativa, the hemp plant, has 20 times the sex-stimulating properties of cannabis indica, which is marijuana. So they actually do mention that there are different species, but they try and pretend that hemp is 20 times more dangerous than hashish and ganja, which is an extraordinary lie. But it is on that extraordinary lie that hemp, cannabis sativa, is banned in Australia.